didn't accidentally end up at Duke of Orleans Bay. It was one of the main reasons we dragged ourselves from one side of the country to the other. And when we got there, it was every bit as stunning as we'd hoped. Clear water, white sand, the bloody lot. There was just one small issue though. Apparently, everyone else within 100 kilometres had the same idea. So we did what any sensible traveller does when they find paradise full of people. We found a better spot. G'day everyone and welcome back to the Hakka experiment for our next episode. Last time we left you in Norseman and we're still there. We're just about to leave town and we're heading down to Duke of Orleans Bay to stay in the Caravan park down there. The whole trip for us was all about that southwest WA, and everything we've seen before is just leading up to that. So we're really super excited to be finally getting down to southwest WA.
Turn left onto National Route 1.
We just pulled over at the side of the road, just past salmon gums at these salt lakes. They're stark, flat and white, mostly, apart from the greeny bit and the browny bit. They're great for photos though. I don't know if you'd call mine art, but maybe they're best described as interpretive. Duke of Orleans Bay Caravan Park was going to be our base for the next 5 nights. The park itself isn't what you'd call modern, but it has got what you need. There's a small shop, they do hot food, and the sites were level and plenty big enough for us. There's not much grass around, so don't arrive expecting a lush resort style lawn situation. It's more of a practical coastal base camp. Park the van, get sorted, go enjoy the beach. Stuff up of the day is the Caravan Park sullage system, proudly proven that near enough is good enough. The drain here was a foot above ground level, meaning our grey water was expected to flow uphill, hang a left and then head down the drain. With my training in rechinology, I'd heard the theory that water doesn't flow uphill very well. So I did what everyone else was doing, let it drain next to a thirsty looking tree. The tree seemed happy, but the plumbing wasn't. A little bit windy, everyone. This is Duke of Orleans Beach. We're going to go around to Wharton Beach in a minute and have a look and see if that's sheltered. I believe it will be, looking at the wind, but I reckon it's where everyone's going to be as well. So today, we've driven down from Norseman, as we said earlier, and it's just so windy you can't do anything. You should see the caravan park. There's dust and shit blowing everywhere. Anyway, we'll see what tomorrow brings. After seeing how windy it was on the other side, Wharton Beach absolutely blew us away when we first saw it. This was the beach we had in our heads. White sand, clear water, and scenic enough to make you forget how far you'd driven to get there. We'd crossed the country with this place in mind, and suddenly, there it was right in front of us. I reckon we both sat down and sighed at the same time. It was one of those sighs where your body realises it's finally allowed to just melt into that moment. We just sat there for a while not doing much at all, which after a few big days driving was just what we needed. This morning we're heading back down to Wharton for a proper look. And by proper look I mean swimming, relaxing, sitting around, just doing holiday things. Wharton is stunning, there's no question. It also isn't exactly a secret. So the problem is, apparently everyone else has seen the same brochure we've seen. There are cars, towels, kids, dogs, people everywhere, and fair enough too. If I lived within 100 kilometres, I'd probably be here annoying myself as well. Not much else to say other than, wow. This is everything we had hoped for. It's so beautiful. We're down the other end of Wharton Beach, and this is in Cape Le Grand National Park. Bit of a 4-wheel drive track which takes you a little bit further. I'm not going to do that today, we might come and do that tomorrow. That's just looking back up to the sheltered end of Wharton Beach. And just underneath that big mountain there, that's where everyone's sitting. I counted over 45 cars there. This is looking down onto Little Wharton Beach. Very boggy, the beach apparently. So I'm not sure that we'll give that a go, but Jesus, it looks great. Hammerhead is a pretty easy walk, and it gave us just the best look back over Wharton Beach. It's the sort of walk where you get a cracking view without feeling like you're training for something. From up here though, you can see exactly why everyone comes here. You can also see exactly how many of them did. We also ducked up to Condingup Tavern for a few after beach beers, because sitting near the water all day definitely requires rehydration. To be honest, I was too relaxed to film much of it, so here's the official record, one photo which really has very little documentary evidence. Little Wharton had a completely different feel to it. Wharton's got the big beach, the wide open sand and half the district parked on it. Little Wharton feels smaller, calmer and a bit more tucked away. But the real standout for us is the rock shelf. Some people hike miles to reach swimming spots. Little Wharton, we open the car door and feel straight into the water. That's not laziness, mate. That's just efficiency. Little Wharton is beautiful. The water around the rocks is crystal clear, and the rock shelf made it feel completely different to the main beach. It was just the sort of spot we were hoping for.
The smiles will grow and we'll make camp by the bay. Sitting back on our chairs, got a drink in our hands. We found a great place to stay. It's what we want, it's what we like, it's what we want to do with our life. It's where we go, it's where we've been, it's where we want to go.
G'day everyone, we've had a bloody awesome morning. We spent a bit of time, as you saw, at Little Wharton Beach. And then we drove down Wharton Beach, and we're just trying to get away from the throngs. How many do you reckon we're on Wharton Beach?
About 52.
52 cars. My God, there's people everywhere there. It's so popular. But it is a long weekend. But anyway, we've driven all the way down the end of Wharton to a little track that brings you out here to Victoria Harbour. And there are probably four cars and us here, and we're sheltered, we're out of the wind. It's beautiful here, so we're going to spend a bit of time here. We love a good stretch of sand, but if it's got more people than seagulls, mate, we're out. Victoria Harbour has got more going on than just elbow room. It feels isolated, it feels wild, it feels untouched apart from all the bits where people have touched it. There's just something about this place that makes you feel like you've actually gone somewhere. Not just driven to the next beach, but properly gone somewhere.
Wow, just beautiful. Anyway. I mean, the Great Australian Bight was majestic, wasn't it? Like, and powerful and, you know, like that beauty. But this is pretty beautiful, isn't it? Like, this is just, yeah.
You all good, mate? You all right? Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to give the chairs a rest and give the legs a small reminder that they're still technically part of this operation. So we're going to head out onto the Three Sisters Walk, which is a great way to see a bit more of this amazing coastline without needing to pack rations. The weather was a bit shitty this morning, but it's cleared up to a really nice day. One of the things I really like about this walk is the way the rock shelf just seems to slide straight down into the water. Looks like you can just step off and go for a swim, apart from the barnacles and sharp bits, but theoretically very convenient. Can be a bit rock scrambly in parts, but generally it's pretty easy going. This is the end of our walk and it's the Three Sisters. Very, very nice little walk. The rocks here are amazing. You don't get these sort of rocks. This, I suppose it's all granite, and where we are just an hour north of Sydney, it's all sandstone, so it all breaks up a lot easier, and this is just so different for us. The walk's worth the effort though. After a few days of beaches and swimming, it was really good to get out and just see the area from a different angle. We've just come back to the van and we're going to have some lunch, do a bit of washing and then sit on our asses and do nothing. Check out these cockies. Carnaby's black cockatoos they are, and they are endemic to this area, and there are about 50 of them here. Beautiful. This is our last day at Duke of Orleans Bay, and today we've come down to Victoria Harbour again, and as you can see it's a little bit rougher than it was 2 days ago. So we had, as I mentioned earlier, I think, we had a bit of a storm the other night and it's pushed a fair bit of swell in. There's hardly any wind today, so it's a perfect day for that. So we've come down to the opposite end of Victoria Harbour and we're going to have a bit of time here, and I think we'll be able to get a swim in as well. When you've got plenty of beaches to choose from and you go back to the same one, it's obviously done something right. Wharton had the postcard look, Victoria Harbour had the feeling. Same sort of white sand, same clear water, but with a lot more space around it. At Wharton, there might have been 50 cars. Down here, we never saw more than 5 at once. And that changes everything. The beach feels bigger and the whole place feels quieter. We came down, set ourselves up, had some fish fingers for lunch. We are living well, aren't we? And then did the sort of serious coastal work that doesn't look like work from a distance. Sitting, staring. I even checked my Apple Watch to see if sitting on the beach counted as an activity. It didn't. Which seems harsh because I was very focused. And if all that hard work doesn't close a ring, well, I don't know what will. Next up we found Cawrie Beach, which we'd seen on the map but missed the turn a few times. I think they were the days Christine was navigating. But what a surprise it was. It's only a small inlet, but gee, it was nice. Same clear water, same white sand, but a whole different setup. If Wharton is big and Victoria Harbour's isolated, then Cawrie was intimate, and it was a place that just made you stop and smile. And sometimes that's enough. I'm going to try and give you a bit of perspective of where everything is in this that we've been showing. So that big knob up there, that big mountain, that's at the end of Wharton Beach, big Wharton Beach. Little Wharton Beach is around that knob and inside it. We've driven all the way down this beach. And where you can see that car, that's where you get off Wharton Beach. And the sandy track runs through there. And this brings us to Cawrie Bay. I think that's how you pronounce it. And on the other side of that sand hill, probably a kilometre further on, is Victoria Harbour. Some places are worth the distance. Duke of Orleans Bay was one of them. We came for Wharton Beach and it gave us the postcard, white sand, clear water, the whole thing. But the longer we stayed, the better the area got. A little further west, a little further down the sand, just a little bit quieter each time. 5 nights didn't feel like a stopover, it felt like a reward. The drive got us there. Duke of Orleans Bay made us glad we bothered. If you enjoyed this one, give it a like, subscribe to the channel and come along for the next part of the trip. We've crossed the Nullarbor, found the beach we came for, and now we're seeing what else WA has waiting for us. Next time, we head to Esperance, where the water gets bluer, the sand gets wider, and WA casually drops more postcard perfect beaches like it's no big deal. After Duke of Orleans Bay, we thought we'd seen a fair bit of coastline. Esperance had other ideas. Stick around, Esperance is up next.